What's up, guys? Today I'm showing you the protocol to actually change your life within 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months. This is monk mode or ghost mode, however you want to call it. It's locking in, cutting out the noise, and actually focusing on the shit that's going to get you to the next level and cutting out the slack. So right now, I'm about to break down exactly how you do that in easy steps. It's going to be 4 easy steps, all right? So let's get into it. All right, as I said, it's a 4-step process to get this shit in lock and actually focus down on the shit you need to. I'm in the process of doing this right now, so that's why I'm making this video for you, is to show you what I'm doing and how you can use the same blueprint to help you succeed. Now, number 1, the most important aspect of all of this is your time management, all right? All right, so time. Why is it time so important? Because that's what you're trying to lock down on when you strip it down to its barest sense, is your time and your presence, all right? So time plus presence is how you actually achieve the shit that you want to achieve. Focus in on the goals that you want to focus in on, all right? If you're sitting there doing work and you're thinking about other shit the whole time, you're right on the time part, but you got to get the presence in check. You got to be present and in the moment with the shit that you're working on when you go into ghost mode or monk mode and you lock it down. So your time and presence is most important. All right, that's your main focus. Number 2 is the second step of that, is cutting the bluff, all right? And this is in money, this is in relationships, this is in your habits, this is in everything. You got the time and presence to sit down and look at your life, and then you got to cut the bluff. What doesn't serve me? What's not going to get me to that next level? All right, you got this vision of who you want to be. You got this dream, right? When you go to sleep at night and you dream about your ideal life, who's not in that? What actions are you taking right now that's not in that? And you got to align yourself with that identity, all right? Because it's not the habits that's going to change you. It's not the motivational videos that's going to change you. It's not none of that shit, G. It's actually who you identify yourself as. Who do you see yourself as at the end of the day? You can be in the worst spot that you could think of in life, and if you see yourself as a certain person, every time you're going to get back to that certain person, right? Somebody could give you 100 mil, and if your identity is that of someone that is not good with money and is just a failure, you're going to fuck that up and fail. All right, give you 10 years, give you 5 years, that shit's going to be spent. You're going to have nothing to show for it because you're not the type of person, you don't have the identity of somebody that can attain that wealth and that level of power, because that's what money is at the end of the day, is power. All right, that's what attention is at the end of the day, is fucking power. So you have to build yourself to the type of person that can attain and hold that power, and God's not going to let you do that if you have all of this destructive shit that you're fucking leaking out of the seams. It's just not that's just not the laws of the universe. You have to be the person that you want to be before you can become that person that you want to be. Does that make sense? All right, so now you're analyzing, you're cutting the bluff, all right? Not sitting there chasing women, not sitting there spending money on shit you don't need, not sitting there fucking watching porn still in 2026. And you can cut the shit out, all right? Cut the TikTok videos out, cut the screen time down, all of that, all right? Now, the next step is you add the good and you confirm, all right? So now that you're stripped away of all the bad shit that was not serving you, that was holding you down to the lower level, not letting you become the highest self that you want to be, you now have to add the good shit. What is going to get me there? What's the work I need to do that's going to get me there? How can I maximize what I'm currently working with to best get me there. All right, how can I clear up shit so I can see the opportunities that God has now set in place for me, that I've taken this distraction away and I'm focusing on Him, focusing on my purpose and becoming the best version of myself. Then you can take that, all right, and you can say, what are the good actions I need to take? And you can replace that, the bad actions, with good actions, all right? You can switch out the bad habits for good habits, okay? And once you're able to do this, your life starts snowballing in the other way. Instead of the tornado downwards, it's a spiral upwards, all right? Instead of just continuously, your habits are just pulling you down and you're pulling yourself down, and that makes you do your habits that are pulling you down. You're building yourself up. You're proving wins to yourself, which is making your habits even stronger, makes you want to improve even more. And you're in this upward spiral instead of being in this constant downwards ascension, all right? So you add the good and you confirm, all right? You have confirmation bias. You see every good light as a good thing and you hold on to the good, and every bad thing, everything that doesn't align, you ignore it. You don't pay any attention to it. You don't feed the pendulum anything, because that's how it gets you to pull back in, all right? And when this happens, it's going to be crazy. You'll have shit that you've thought that you wanted for so long come and slap you in the face and be like, here I am. And you have to have the restraint to say, no, that's not in alignment with me, and turn away from it. Because if you don't, which I have made this mistake very recently, if you don't, you will just be in a harder spot because of it, all right? Let's say, for example, there's a girl that you've been chasing. You know that she's not good for you. You know that she's not your wife, right? She's a critter, all right? But you start locking in on yourself, paying attention to yourself, all of a sudden she wants you now. And you've been sitting there for the past 3 months trying to, oh, I want this girl so bad, I want this girl so bad. Now she's here, and you have to make the decision. Do I want myself, the highest version of myself that I can be? Is that what I truly want, or do I want this woman? Do I want to chase this woman, get emotionally attached, and then have her fucking cheat on you or break up with you? And now you're in the same spot in 2 years, in 4 years, saying, damn, I need to lock in, I need to get in ghost mode watching these damn videos again. You're procrastinating your life. You're procrastinating your highest self when you do this, okay? And this, again, this is a mistake that I've made many times. I'm still learning how to get on this shit and stay true, all right? It's a lifelong battle, all right? Nobody's perfect, but I'm saying you have to become oblivious. I mean, you can't be oblivious to this shit. You have to become aware of it and cut the bluff and add the good shit and confirm, all right? Win. Stack the wins, all right? If you get one small win, the second win is just going to be confirmation bias. The third is just going to be confirmation. The fifth and sixth, it's just what you do at this point, right? When you lose and you tell yourself you're going to do something, you don't, and you make goals for yourself and you don't hit them, that's also confirmation bias. You're telling yourself you're somebody that loses. You're telling yourself you're somebody that says they want shit and then doesn't back it up and doesn't actually go and do it. That's not the type of person that you want to fucking be, G. That's not it, all right? So get the good in there, all right? Get the good habits, all right? Start learning, start building your skills, start making more money, start paying attention to where the fuck your money is actually going and control it, all right? Then you'll feel in control of yourself. You'll have some confidence because you're focusing inwards, all right? Last thing that's going to tie the whole monk mode together that I need to talk to you guys about is identity, all right? This is the biggest part of it all. This is what most people get wrong. They, just like New Year's resolutions, start it for a fucking couple weeks. Once the hype dies down, they're off of it, all right? Is because the identity hasn't changed. Who they see themselves as hasn't changed. Just like I said, you give a millionaire and you make him homeless, he's going to become a millionaire again. If you take a homeless person and make him a millionaire, he's going to become a homeless person again, because the identity itself hasn't changed. All right, this is the driver of the whole shit. If you see yourself still as that person, no matter how many habits you try to do, no matter how many wins you even fucking try to stack, no matter what you do, you're still going to resort back to the identity that you are. So you need to get down and strip that identity down itself. All right? And that comes with cutting the bluff and stripping the people down, stripping the habits down, stripping away your addictions and the shit that you've been pouring your time and energy into that's not in alignment with getting you to your highest self. You strip that down. All right? You just take away that identity and that ego. You face the darkness, you face the shadow, and you conquer it. And then you can add the good because you have both sides. You have the balance, all right? People talk about balance like it's, I hear some people say it's a bad thing because you need to focus all on work and you need to be a lunatic about this shit if you want to win. That's true, but the balance is a different type of balance, all right? You have balance when you're like Elon Musk, sleeping in your office, working 18-hour days. You have balance because that's your identity. If Elon Musk didn't have the identity of someone that can achieve the shit that he's been able to achieve, he wouldn't have been able to do it. And he'd be out of balance trying to do it because that's not his identity. All right? So strip the bluff, add the good, become the person that you want to be, envision it, taste it, feel it, taste the fucking juicy ass steak, G. And then adapt that into your fucking identity. All right? And in the monk mode, you got to cut everything out. You got to cut the noise out so that this is your only focus. This is all that you're paying attention to is your identity and yourself, and you're pouring that into yourself. That's how you're going to be able to be the person that you actually want to fucking be. All right? Any fucking questions, leave them in the comments. Anything that you want to say, I don't even care if you're talking, whatever. Leave it in the comments below. I'll get in there. We can go back and forth. We can talk this shit out. If you're having a hard time, I'm here for you, dog. I'm going to keep making these videos, keep helping you improve, and keep growing, all right? You can do this. I can do this. I know we fucking can. We're going to the top. Get in monk mode. Lock it the fuck down. Stop paying attention to all this bogus bullshit, these women, these distractions, all right? You got this. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Peace.